Yo, what's going on, guys? It's your boy, Polite. So a lot of you guys have been asking, well, yeah, that. I'm just here to answer that question for you guys because a lot of it seems to be a repeated question. So this will be kind of a short video, but let's just get right into it. Alright guys, so now we're going to go to our settings and we're going to go to the keyboard and mouse section, and these top three bars, these top three sensitivities is the only thing you need to know. The only thing. So for X, 8.2%. For my Y, 8.2%. For my targeting sensitivity, 50%. Don't worry about scoped. Just X sensitivity, Y sensitivity, which usually they're the same. Sometimes they're different. And then targeting sensitivity. So now let's go over to Kovaaks. Alright, so we're going to go to Kovaaks. And we're going to press escape, which I already did. Go to game options. And then in the main tab, which we're already at. Don't go to the weapons tab. I heard somebody say something about the weapons tab. Don't even do anything in that. The only thing I would say is just mess with your crosshair if you want it to be changed. So anyways, go back to the main tab. Make sure at sensitivity scale, Fortnite slider is selected. And then horizontal sensitivity, that would be the same as your X sensitivity in Fortnite. So mine's in decimal form, mine's is 0.082. In percentage form, it was 8.2%. Now really the only thing you do is take that decimal and move it back 2 places. Boom, boom. But if you guys are still confused, there's a calculator that will take a percentage and turn it into a decimal, which is what you need to put into Kovaaks. So my X sensitivity was 8.2. So I'm gonna put 8.2. And then I calculate it and it will give me what I need to put into Kovaaks, which is 0.082. So you copy that, go back into Kovaaks and you paste it here. I already have it, so that's great. And that was for your horizontal sensitivity, aka your X sensitivity in Fortnite. So I got that. Now vertical sensitivity is your Y sensitivity in Fortnite. I have this box checked because my X and my Y sensitivity are the same. If your Y sensitivity is not the same, you can uncheck this and do the exact same thing that you did for the X sensitivity, but instead do it for Y. And then you just do, like, let's say it was that, and then boom, you're good. But for me, it's the same, so I'm gonna put the same thing, click off of it, and it goes back to normal. So X and your Y are your Hipfire sensitivity, and because it's your Hipfire sensitivity, you need to adjust the FOV measurement and FOV. So if you practice Hipfire sensitivity, you have to have FOV measurement set to Overwatch and FOV set to 103. That'll give you the most accurate perspective of Fortnite in Kovaaks. So those are the settings you want if you want to practice your Hipfire aim in Kovaaks. To get ADS sensitivity, you need to multiply your X and Y sensitivity, assuming those are both the same, and multiply that by your targeting sensitivity in Fortnite. So for me, if you remember, my X and Y was 8.2%, and in decimal form it was 0.082. And then if I put my targeting sensitivity in here from Fortnite, it was 50%. Calculate that, it's 0.5. So now I know those two in decimal form, and what I have to do is I have to multiply them to get my ADS sense, and I'll get 0.041. And then I can copy that, go back into Kovaaks, and put that in my horizontal sensitivity. And then one last thing is you also have to change your FOV measurement and FOV, since you're practicing ADS now and not Hipfire anymore. So if you're practicing ADS for FOV measurement, you need to put clamped horizontal and you need to put the FOV to 80. Now if you have two different X and Y sensitivities and you don't know which one to multiply by your targeting sensitivity, I would either take one of them and multiply it by your targeting sensitivity, or what you could do is, let's say it was, let's say I had 8.2% for my X, which is 0.082, and 8 for my y, which is 0.08. So if you take your x sensitivity, which is 0.082, and then you add it to your y sensitivity, which is 0.08, and then you take this answer and you divide it by 2, and you get 0.081. That's just the average. So you can take that number, which is the average of your x and y if they're different. You take that and you multiply this, so copy this, paste it up here, and you times that by your targeting sensitivity, which remember we calculated it to be 0.5, and we enter it, and then boom, we get our ADS sensitivity that we can put into Kovaaks. We paste that right here, and boom. And then this would obviously be clamped and 80 because we're doing ADS, and then boom, now you're practicing ADS sensitivity. Alright guys, so hopefully you learned everything you need to know about Hipfire sensitivity and ADS sensitivity, and the settings to practice Hipfire sensitivity versus the settings to practice ADS sensitivity. If you have any more questions, you already know, comment below. I'm putting a little bit more information in the description just to kind of help you guys out. And thank you guys for watching. If you guys want to check out my Twitch, I switched back to Twitch from Mixer. So if you guys want to check out my Twitch, there'll be a link below. Other than that guys, if you liked the video, subscribe,